Hi everybody, it's Nick. Yeah, you might actually recognise me because I've washed my hair, I've dyed my hair, I have plucked my eyebrows. I actually had to take the cobwebs off my makeup box this morning. I don't know if makeup can go off because it's been so long. And what I wanted to vlog about today was actually the importance of some structure in our lives. So today I am out and about. The kids are back at school. Yes, my kids are homeschooled, but they've got a routine, they've got a schedule, they've got Teams calls, they need to be on certain calls at certain times, and we've got our, what we roughly call our PE session, but it's our afternoon walk at 3:30. And quite importantly, I've finally had the courage to go to the opticians. My eyes have been getting really bad actually, so these are just I have hundreds of pairs of reading glasses, you know, I buy the three pairs for a tenner. And I've noticed the last few weeks in particular, I'm really struggling to read and to do typing. And what was really interesting was this morning, I woke up, I jumped out of bed, I knew what my schedule was for the day, I had some motivation, I didn't feel exhausted. You know, I shower every day anyway, don't worry, I'm not going through the whole of lockdown not having a wash, but actually pretty much doing anything else apart from showering and putting my jogging suit on, that's kind of usually as far as I get. And then it's, you know, wellies out with the dogs, and pottering with jobs and work and whatever. And it really hit me that it's really important to observe our behaviours and to observe how we react. I'm kind of doing this experiment on myself, because it's all feeding us information about what we need and what works for us. Now, what is interesting is if you'd have spoken to me before we went into lockdown, I would have said that I really struggled with the amount of demands on me and the different places I had to be, and all of this, you know, I do 4 school drop-offs a day, and then all of these other things, and trying to squeeze work in and never really having time to myself and so forth. And that I needed some stillness and less demands. And then we go into lockdown, and actually I'm telling you the opposite, which is not having anything. Going to the opposite end of the spectrum is equally stressful in a different way, but it's still stressful. And I know it's stressful. Some of you may or may not have noticed, but I did a vlog the other day, and even when I watched it back, I thought, crikey, you look more shit than normal, Nick. And what it is I've always had eczema. And what normally happens is my eczema comes out when I have real anxiety and stress, particularly in my subconscious. And the day I did the blog, when I look back at it, my face was very swollen. The reason it was swollen is because my skin was really sore and inflamed. It was like that all over my body actually. It has actually started to subside a little bit now. So my body is actually, you know, clearly manifesting the fact that I'm quite anxious and stressed. And when people say, well, what's the matter? I can't really articulate it to you. I can't really articulate it to you. So it's a very surreal world that we're living in. And I'm definitely feeling a lot of grief a lot of the time. And it's grief over loss of connection, loss of just being able to pop and have a coffee with my sisters, or see my mum, or catch up with a friend, or, you know, whatever it is, a Saturday night saying, you know, should we have dinner or whatever. We don't have some sparkly life. We're not out in restaurants every Saturday night and stuff like that. You know, we have 3 kids, but we do have a lot of joy and a lot of friends and a lot of social interaction normally. And what I found really interesting today is that mentally I'm in a very different place, simply because the kids have got a routine which eases the pressure on me. I've got a routine today because I've actually come out. I've got an appointment. Because I've got an appointment to the opticians, because I'm out, I'll do some shopping at the supermarket. You know, I will be productive with my time. And that has really lifted something in me. So that there is something to, and yeah, I am waiting with bated breath to hear Boris's plan tonight at 7. The thing that is really bothering me most is actually getting the kids back into school. I think they're really struggling with the lack of social interaction. I will feel far happier when they have that social interaction. And I'm noticing that even them getting to sleep at night is difficult, and it's because they're just not expending their energy. And one of the things I also have observed is even now, literally, honestly, I've just driven from home. I'm in the car park of the supermarket, and I am starting to actually feel tired. And it's a bit, the way I can compare it is when we don't do physical exercise for a lot. So most of you probably know I'm a big swimmer. I love swimming. God, I hope they open the swimming pool soon. I know when I go back in the pool for the first 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be a bit hellish. It's going to be really, really knackering because I haven't swam for months, right? Until my body physically adjusts. In the same way, I hardly exercised. I hardly went out at all last week because it was half term. I was really, really lazy. So I know that this afternoon when I go for my power walk, it's probably going to be a bit difficult. Tomorrow it'll be easier, Wednesday it'll be easier. I think the same is going to be true of our mental state. So I think that once we start to become more stimulated and we're able to go out more and all the rest of it, I think we will need to just, well, I know that I will certainly need to just take it in steps, because we haven't had, you know, we've gone from 100 miles an hour to 0 miles an hour, and we're going to have to build that up slowly as we get used to the interactions and the different things that will come at us as we ease out of lockdown. But I think it's very interesting to observe our behaviours, because that's actually giving us information on what we need. And I know that my mental state today has been far, far healthier because I have had some routine, or albeit quite loose and not too overwhelming, but some routine, something to actually get me moving. And I think that in itself is interesting. And yes, that in itself is why we do have to find a way out of lockdown, because I think the mental impact is going to be quite severe. I think, you know, we might have a bit of a tsunami of that coming our way, or indeed it may already be here. Okay, hope that helps. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.